When the sun rose over the quiet city, Dr. Emily Turner unlocked the doors of her small community clinic, just as she did every morning. For many years, she had treated patients with diabetes, watching their fears, their struggles, and their courage. But today, she carried a story in her heart, a story she wanted to share with every patient who entered her clinic. It was the story of insulin itself, a small but life-changing discovery that had given hope to millions around the world. She remembered the first time she explained the word insulin to a young boy named Aka, who looked worried and confused. Gently, she told him that the word came from the Latin word insula, meaning island. Scientists use this word because insulin is produced in tiny islands of cells in the pancreas, called the islets of Langerhans. People always found this simple explanation comforting. It helped them realize that insulin was not something strange or foreign. It was something the body already understood and desperately needed. Dr. Emily loved the history of insulin. She often imagined the winter of 1921 in Toronto, when Frederick Banting and Charles Best worked day and night in a small laboratory. At that time, diabetes had almost no effective treatment. Children diagnosed with it rarely lived long. But Banting and Best refused to give up. They believed that something within the pancreas could save those dying children. After months of experiments, failures, hope, and determination, they finally extracted the first form of insulin. In 1922, when a dying boy named Leonard Thompson received the first injection, something miraculous happened. His body began to recover, his strength returned, and the world witnessed a medical breakthrough that would echo across generations. Every time Dr. Emily told this story, she paused in admiration. It was a moment where science and humanity worked together to save a life. Every day in her clinic, she continued sharing this story with her patients. She explained how insulin acted inside the body like a key, opening the doors of the cells to let glucose inside. Without insulin, sugar stayed in the blood, and the body became weak. She always reminded her patients that needing insulin was not a sign of failure or weakness. It was a partnership between modern science and their own determination to live a healthy life. She explained the different types of insulin too. Some were fast-acting, rushing into the bloodstream quickly to help after meals. Some were slow-acting, working gently throughout the day to keep levels stable. Others combined both features for more balanced control. She told everyone that choosing the right insulin was like selecting clothes that fit perfectly. Each person needed what matched their lifestyle, eating habits, and medical needs. Then she described how insulin was prepared. In the early days, doctors used insulin from pigs and cows because their insulin was similar to human insulin. For many decades, these animal-based insulins saved countless lives. But science moved forward. By the 1980s, researchers discovered how to create human insulin using DNA technology. They used bacteria and yeast to produce insulin that was identical to the insulin naturally made in the human body. This made treatment safer and more available around the world. Later, advanced insulin analogs were created, insulins that worked faster, smoother, and more effectively. Every tiny vial and every modern insulin pen carried the story of years of dedication, innovation, and hope. Dr. Emily understood the worries many people had about cost and availability. So she always explained that insulin could be found in pharmacies, hospitals, and clinics. She told her patients that many governments, charities, and health programs were working hard to make insulin easier to access and more affordable. When people heard this, they felt lighter, as though a heavy weight had been taken off their shoulders. She also spoke openly about side effects. Like all medicines, insulin sometimes caused issues. Blood sugar could drop too low, leading to shakiness or dizziness. Some people saw mild redness at the injection site. Rarely, allergic reactions happened. But with the right guidance, these problems could be easily managed. She taught her patients how to rotate injection areas, how to check their blood sugar regularly, and what to do if levels fell too low. She reminded them that knowledge and awareness were powerful tools. She understood the emotional challenges too. People were afraid of needles, of lifelong treatment, of social pressure, of the unknown. So she told them something she truly believed. Insulin was not a burden. It was a blessing. A second chance at life. A chance to grow, to dream, to raise families, to enjoy their days without fear. Without insulin, countless people would have no hope. With insulin, they could live full, active, joyful lives. Insulin didn't control their life, it protected it. One day, a young girl named Lily came to the clinic with her mother. Lily had just been diagnosed and looked terrified. Her mother looked exhausted and heartbroken. Dr. Emily invited them in, sat with them, and gently shared the story of insulin, from its word, origin, history, and discovery to its types, safety, and the hope it brought. Slowly, Lily's fear softened. Her mother's tense shoulders relaxed. They left the clinic carrying hope instead of fear. Months later, Lily returned to the clinic with a bright smile. She had learned how to take her insulin confidently, check her sugar levels, manage her meals, and stay active. She told Dr. Emily that she wanted to become a nurse one day to help children just like her. Hearing this made Dr. Emily's heart fill with quiet joy. She felt the deep satisfaction that came from helping someone grow stronger. Over the years, Dr. Emily watched the world of diabetes care continue to advance. Insulin pumps became smarter and more comfortable. Smart pens reminded patients when to inject. Continuous glucose monitors gave real-time updates on sugar levels. Mobile apps helped track patterns. New research explored once daily insulin and improved formulas. Every new invention made life easier for people with diabetes and brought new hope for the future. One peaceful evening, after closing the clinic, Dr. Emily sat at her desk thinking about everything insulin had brought to the world. What had once been a hidden molecule inside the pancreas became a life-saving discovery in 1921. What started as an experiment had turned into one of the most important medical advances in human history. Insulin was more than medicine. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and human possibility. As long as insulin existed, no one with diabetes had to face the condition alone. And as long as science continued to grow, the future would become brighter. Insulin wasn't just a treatment. It was a promise that hope, progress, and human strength would always light the way forward.